So it's Wednesday. Join me as we roll through today's latest sneaker news updates, which we got to kick things off right here because we got a little release reminder coming up tomorrow. A restock, another chance for the Converse Shea 1 family pack, which you guys already know how I feel about this sneaker, right? I'm a fan of the design. I think overall it's a great looking hooping shoe. The only bad thing I could say, the only negative thing is the fact that I have not been able to get my hands on a pair of these. So as far as tomorrow's restock, they're loaded up for 10 a.m. Eastern. Converse, Foot Locker, as well as DSG. So I need everybody's help, man. As far as tomorrow's restock, which site should I start off with? Because I've never purchased anything from Converse. Foot Locker, I always hear nightmare, bad experiences from customers. So I guess it's probably my best interest for DSG. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments, man. So I'll be glued to my phone tomorrow morning for this restock. And it's kind of random, but some dude like just hit me up on IG last night talking about he works at Foot Locker warehouse, and apparently there's a whole bunch of pairs that they've been sending out, talking about these are gonna be an easy cop, which, bruh, he seemed to be cool and all that, you know what I'm saying? I don't got nothing against Buddy, but like, I'm not taking his word for advice. So as far as tomorrow's drop, man, I mean, I'd be cool with the Hell Clay. You know, I could definitely work with the Charm Black. So if any of y'all wanna look out, man, size 10.5, I could definitely work with a size 11. We'll see how things play out tomorrow, but still trying to get my hands on a pair of Shea 1s. Now, this sneaker, these Air Force Ones, they're a quick stripe called Topaz Gold. These popped up on my timeline yesterday, which I think these look good, right? You got a full patent leather upper. You got this different tone of yellow on the laces as well as sole. And then you got the complementary green Nike swoosh. A sneaker which kind of gives like throwback early 2000s vibes. But as far as the color blocking, as far as the colorway, I feel like it does have a more modern take, right? So these are great. Now, the fact that these were actually showcased or previewed by one of Pata's co-owners, right? It left people to speculate, thinking maybe this would be an upcoming collaboration or something like that. But it turns out, based off the little sample tag, we did get some information about this sneaker, which is not actually going to be a collaboration, but yet rather a quick strike release. And as far as the details, you guys can look forward to these dropping summer of 2026. So I like what Nike's doing with this one right here. Let's get some more dope Air Force One colorways for 2026. So those are real nice. We also got a little preview here of the Jordan 11 Tokyo, which yesterday, of course, we talked about the China pair. Here's the Tokyo joints, which are set to drop 2026. Now, it's not the first time we've seen these, but gives us some more detailed look at this upcoming shoe right here, which appears just from the first glance, these look like almost like a pre-aged pair of like cool gray 11s, which I definitely get that. But as far as the materials, rather than the patent leather on the upper, it appears that we do have what appears to be kind of like a suede finish. So these joints are looking real cool, right? I wouldn't say they're like for everybody, but for people that are looking for special details on the classic Jordan 11, this would be a perfect drop. I mean, look at the tongue right here. That goes crazy. I'm not really sure what that imagery is all about or whatever. But then also on the bottom too, like check it out, y'all. So some real cool details, you know, to separate itself from just say like your regular pair of Jordan 11. So that should be a fun one to look forward to. Apparently a Tokyo exclusive drop set to release coming up spring of 2026. Now these joints right here, these are a little bit loud. We got the PSG Air Jordan 6 metallic silver, which again is going to be a spring 2026 drop. So let's get into the details here, which I mean pretty much Silver Surfer 6s, right? These joints kind of look like, I ain't gonna lie, like with the leather, with the metallic silver, it almost gives off like a spray paint type of vibe. You know them dudes that be like, them like statues that are like painted silver? Like this would be the perfect pair of sneakers for them, which for me, these are doing a little bit too much. I'm not a huge fan. Plus it's a PSG release. So these normally won't hit the sneakers app, if I'm not mistaken, which a lot of these PSG joints kind of go under the radar. But then it's like people will be doubling back trying to get their hands on these. And then by that time, resale prices are going crazy. So I would say these are not for everybody, but for collectors, they'll definitely be trying to grab these. Personally, I'm not really rocking with them too much, which leads to probably the biggest story of the day. We got the unveiling of the Book 2, which we've been talking about Devin Booker a couple of times here recently on the channel. And with this one right here, Soul Retriever says, you saw the Book 1 get torched. Now the Book 2 rises from the ashes. The first two colorways are Phoenix and Rising Black, which that's kind of a crazy metaphor to say that the Book 1 got torched, because literally that shoe, I would say, didn't really live up to the expectations. Seemed to get a lot of negative feedback, you know, as far as online. But that's just the internet. I would imagine that in real life, a lot of people enjoy this shoe. Plus, you see a lot of NBA players rocking these on the court. Same with the WNBA. See these sometimes during college games and everything like that. So I would say the book one, I guess, was moderately successful, if you could even say that. But as far as the book two, man, this is your chance, guys, to jump in the comments and drop your first impressions. Got the Phoenix orange joints, and then you got the Rising black pair, which, as far as the design inspiration, Devin Booker did share some classic Nike sneakers, which went on to inspire the book two, such as the Air Zoom Spiridon, these Nasr Free 2s, which to me look just like the Spiridons. Maybe those are inspired by the Spiridons, and then of course you got the Air Force Ones, which I could definitely see it in the shoe, right? You guys see the design elements infused here. See, Devin Booker, he's kind of like one of these laid back, not too flashy type of dudes or whatever. He's got more like a West Coast type of style, if that kind of makes sense. So I see what they're going here with these right here. I feel like the shoes definitely kind of fit his vibe as far as the inspirations, but as far as the actual execution, what do y'all think, man? Also, one of the Nike senior footwear designers, he also explained some of the additional details, which they do have an Air Force One inspired outsole, but reimagined with sun, dap, fraction, and cactus stars as a tribute to Phoenix. All right, so that's interesting. Those are the little design, small details that a lot of people kind of glance over, but diehard shoe fanatics, you know, they love it. And people that enjoy the shoes, they appreciate those small little extra details like that. So as far as the book one or book two, do you guys feel like this is an improvement over the original version? I mean, they do look similar. You can see the DNA, especially in the sole, you know, as well as with the pull tab on the back. But let's go ahead and jump into the comments, see what the people are talking about here, man. This dude Miracle put neither. Come on, man. This guy put neither, both trash. Scott Shot said one. All right. Yeah, when you talk about a sequel, it's always easy to go with the original model because that's what we're more familiar with. Sometimes when you talk about a sequel, it takes people a little time to get adjusted to. Think about like the AE2, right? Right out the gate, people weren't loving those, but it seems like are starting to warm up. This dude Joe put both are trash, time to close the chapters and burn the whole book. Why does the second shoe have an Adidas logo on it? Wait, what? Oh, they talking about the stripes right here? Okay. I've got a different logo idea what I think about these. Darnell N says, LOL looks wide, like there's no innovation, somehow managed to reference Adidas in the design language. Functionality, rise, I'm sure there's an improvement. Oh, functionality wise. Not saying I wanted to see something crazy like the Ja 3s, but this is just lazy. Oh well, not like I even like the book ones to begin with. Okay, that's fair criticism. Somebody put chapter one easily, the two looks like a generic Nike shoe. I could see that. Moho, he put the book one was uninspired and boring, but it wasn't really ugly. The book two is uninspired, boring, and ugly. He has some of the most non-descriptive shoes on the market. I get that he's trying to bridge athletic and lifestyle, but it's not working. Damn, so y'all really not feeling these, huh? Pretty much seems like ain't nothing positive right here. This dude put two looks nice on court, but overall one for sure. Oh, thought we were finally gonna get some love for the two. But it seems like pretty much people are saying these are all trash, or people are saying that they prefer the design of the book one better. Which, again, Devin Booker, he posted this via his IG, burning the book one, which I guess is a sign or a metaphor for the fact that these joints literally got torched all over the internet. Kind of weird, right? What do y'all think about that symbolism? Which then brings us here to the book two, which I'm guessing the tech gotta be good. Probably comfortable. I don't know about too much ankle support, but nowadays, you know, we're getting a lot more of these low profile sneakers. Plus, it's not really proven, I guess, that a high top gives you better ankle support. As far as the different colorways, I'm sure Nike is gonna have a whole bunch of crazy colors. It looks like even with these two different pairs, both of them feature different materials choices as far as the upper. So when you talk about the Book 2, I ain't gonna lie, the orange joints, they got a little flair. They're kind of cool, but just to me overall, I agree with what people are saying. The fact that these look boring, kind of generic. I see people were talking about 3 stripes, but for me, these are given like if like K-Swiss made a basketball sneaker or something like that. They're that boring to me, which I kind of understand the Book 1, and even looking back at the Book 1 now, I feel like with the reveal of the 2, it makes me appreciate the Book 1 that much more. So that's my thoughts on it. I would love to know what you guys think about this pair. And then before we bounce, I don't know if y'all saw this headline floating around, but apparently as far as the recent Travis Scott release, the Trevor Scott joints that just dropped over the weekend, apparently there was 4.4 million raffle entries, which according to this headline, which surfaced from, what was it, Business, Sneaker News. I think it came from, I forgot what publication, Bloomberg, that's what it was. But yeah, previously beating out the 3.8 million entries for the Reverse Mocha, which dropped back in 2022. So whoop-de-doo is what I could say about this one right here. When you talk about these Travis Scott drops, pretty much I feel like the entire release was just made for this headline, just so people could know how many people tried to get their hands on these pairs. We already know that maybe like 1% of the people that entered had success, which is cool because for the people that got them, like, we're happy for y'all. Well, are we really? But yeah, we'll show love to them people that got success on the drop. But it's just pretty much like an overhyped release at this time. I think people are just tired of hearing about these. And when you talk about Travis Scott drops, right? Everybody complains that they're not able to get these pairs. But then watch when the next pair of ones pop up next year. It's going to be the same old story, right? People are still going to try to get their hands on these, and the cycle is just going to continue. So as far as this headline, 4.4 million raffle entries, I feel like every time Travis Scott drops a new sneaker, they tell us, oh, this was the most entries, blah, blah, blah. Plus, you already know half of these were probably bots anyway. So I'm going to stop talking and sound like I'm salty. But again, congrats to everybody that has success on this shoe. It feels like these kind of just came and went. These lack to have real impact just due to the fact that this is a shoe you don't actually see people wearing out in the real world. So that's just my 2 cents on it, man. That's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate everybody for the latest updates, man. JATV, I appreciate y'all. Smash the like button. I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Love.